The force method can be applied to an indeterminate truss that's indeterminate to the first degree. So for example, here the truss has 3 reactions and 6 members, so that's 9 unknowns, and it has 4 joints by 2 equilibrium equations per joint, so we have 8 equilibrium equations to solve for the unknowns. And therefore we must introduce a compatibility condition to solve for the additional unknown. And to do that we use the method of superposition. So releasing an unknown by, in this case, cutting through member AD, the member now carries a 0 force. And then we superimpose these 2 cases to obtain a compatibility condition. So for the first case we apply the external load, and that causes a displacement in this member, UAD. And using the method of joints, you can find the internal member forces in that truss. So for example, if we take joint D, a vertical force equilibrium will give a 0 force in member BD. Because as we mentioned, member AD does not carry a force because it's been cut, and therefore has no vertical component of force. And I'll leave it for you to use the method of joints to find all the other member forces, which we've done previously for a determinate truss. Now for the second case, we're going to apply a real unit load of 1 kilonewton, which is going to cause a displacement in that truss in the opposite direction as follows. So we can see the segments of member AD are now overlapping. So basically that displacement is in the opposite direction of UAD. And again you can apply the method of joints to find the forces in each member, which I'll leave it for you to do. And here we see that our compatibility condition is UAD plus the force in member AD multiplied by the displacement AD due to the real unit load that we applied on this cut member. So basically we're scaling the displacement due to the real unit load by the force in the member. And now we can apply the principle of virtual work to determine those displacements UAD and delta AD. So in the first case, we'll apply our virtual load to member AD, and this causes a hypothetical displacement in the same direction as UAD. And again you apply the method of joints for this virtual case, and you'll be able to obtain the virtual member forces. And therefore UAD is equal to 1 on the axial stiffness of the members, which we assume are all the same. And if we look at member AB, we have a virtual force of 1 on root 2 by the real force of 1 kilonewton and by the length of the member, which is 1 meter. And then for member CD, we're going to get the same result, so we just multiply by 2. And for member AC, we also have 1 on root 2 being the virtual load by the real load of 1 kilonewton by the length of the member. And then the other vertical member is a 0 force member, so we ignore that term. And the diagonal member AD also has a 0 force, so we ignore that also. So therefore we're left with member BC, which has a virtual load of 1 kilonewton by the real load of root 2 by the length of the member, which is also root 2, using Pythagoras' theorem. And therefore UAD is 1 on the axial stiffness by 3 on root 2 plus 2. And we can obtain delta AD in a similar way. So we have 1 on the axial stiffness And for member AB, we have the virtual force in the member by the real force by the length of the member, which is 1 meter, and you're going to get the same result for member CD, AC, and BD. So we'll just multiply this by 4. And note that for this case, we've applied a unit load in the same direction as the real load. So the force in member AD is 1 virtual by 1 real by the length of the member, and we have the same result for member BC. So we'll just multiply this by 2. And therefore delta AD is 1 on AE by 2 plus 2 root 2. And now if you substitute for UAD and delta AD in the compatibility condition, the axial rigidities will cancel and you get the force in member AD is 0.85 kilonewtons. And as you can imagine, because this load is applied in this manner, this member is going to get stretched and member BC will get compressed. And now that we have the force in member AD, which is 0.85 kilonewtons in tension, I'll leave it for you to apply the method of joints and solve for all the other unknown member forces. Please subscribe, like and comment to help me reach more students.